Hey everybody, what's going on this morning? Just got done dropping Elijah off at daycare over there. He was really excited because today's there's their Christmas party, so they're going to be exchanging gifts and eating snacks and everything. So all the kids were pretty happy about that. But just getting ready to start on our basically start finishing up our Fish the Moment winter lake map breakdowns. Got about another week left of that, and we're going to transition into our spring lake map breakdown. So if you're interested, if you're a hardcore fisherman interested in some winter maps, or if you want to get ready for spring, check out fishthemoment.com in our lake map breakdown section. But hey, today's video, I'm gonna give you all a little teaser today, and the topic is going to be on what I consider is the number one thing that keeps anglers from, being successful with jerkbaits. And here's without it, everybody knows I'm the big jerkbait guy, and I fish here in the Ozarks, and so given that, I get a lot of feedback and I get a lot of questions on my social media about jerkbait fishing, and it's unbelievable how many people struggle with the technique. And that's one of the things I'm going to help you out today. But basically, this is a teaser for the Fish the Moment Advanced Jerkbait Seminar Johnny and I have coming up January 7th from 6 to 9 p.m. I know you guys have heard me talk about it before, but we're really excited about this. This is going to be a master's class in jerkbait fishing. I'm going to go over so much on this technique. Johnny and I both are in it, because without a doubt, then one of the reasons we're doing these seminars on the jerkbaits, a lot of them, is jerkbait fishing is the most difficult technique there is to master by far in fishing. There's not another technique that comes as close to being a complicated, complex way to catch bass as jerkbait fishing, simply because you have so many variables involved in the technique. You've got colors, you've got profiles, you've got actions, you got retrieves, you got cadences, you got hook considerations, hook size considerations, you got, do you want the bait to float, suspend, or sink? You got, the equipment setup you have with it. You have the weather variables on it. You have the different species of fish that bite different jerkbaits at different times. You have bite windows that are influenced by things like water clarity, wind, different type of weather patterns, fishing pressure, the type of species you have in the lake. It goes on and on and on. It's a complicated way to catch fish, and but once you get good at it and once you master it, it's one of the most, it's the most fun way to catch bass almost that you can have. So anyway, that's why we talk about it so much. That's why we're doing these seminars, and this seminar coming up January 7th is going to be a really good one. So if you're a lake shopper like me, want a Christmas present, go on fishthemoment.com, sign up for this advanced jerkbait seminar. It's going to be a good one. Okay, back to today's tip. There's jerkbait fishing. First of all, I want to preface a little bit, is there's a lot of different types of jerkbait fishing seasonally, based upon where you're at in the part of the country and the type of cover that you have. Jerkbait fishing, for example, down at Sam Rayburn Lake is completely different than jerkbait fishing up on Lake Champlain, or on Lake Cumberland, or on Lake Toho, or on Clear Lake in Florida. There's a lot of different variables that go into that. But what the tip I want to give you all today is relative to the time of the year we're in, and that's cold water jerkbait fishing. We're talking about, when I'm talking about cold water jerkbait fishing, I'm talking about the time of the year, like right now, when water temperatures are at their coldest, or on like 5 degrees either side of as cold as they get, based upon weather patterns. The biggest mistake that I see anglers make in cold water jerkbait fishing is they don't cast far enough. And the reason this is so important in jerkbait fishing is that when you make a cast in cold water, I don't care if your water temperature is 40 degrees or 55 degrees. When you make a cast this time of year with a jerkbait, the percentage of time that you have during that cast to actually have a good chance to get a bite is very small. For example, down here in the Missouri Ozarks, once you make a cast with your jerkbait, 95% of the time you're going to get that bite at the deepest part that bait is at. That bait doesn't stay in the deepest part it's at very long. It stays in there only maybe, I'm going to guess, at the very most, 20 to 25% of the time. So your bite window during a cast is very small, and it's even smaller if you don't make a long cast. The thing about making a long cast with a jerkbait is it gives you more time in that key depth zone. Because if I make, for example, if I make a 40 or 50 foot cast, it cuts my time in that strike zone in half if I make like a 70 or 80 foot cast. So the thing that I want to do with my jerkbaits is I want to get it as far out there as I possibly can to allow me to get into that maximum depth zone longer. And once you get into that maximum depth zone, there's a bunch of different keys and tricks and secrets that will help you generate more strikes that we're going to talk about in the Advanced Jerkbait Seminar. But the main thing is to get that cast out there. And there's two ways that you do that. Well, actually more than two. There's a couple different ways. The first way that you want to do that is always cast with the wind. In jerkbait fishing, it is key to cast with the wind all the time in cold water jerkbait fishing, because not only it gives you longer casts, but the bait lays better in the water, the line lays better in the water, you have better control and you have better feel over the bait, and it's just, you get a lot more strikes, when you do that. Secondly, with that is, like I said, you've got to go down to light line. And there's a couple different reasons why that, again, we'll talk about in the seminar, and there's a couple different tips I can give you on getting that cast out there a little bit further. But anyway, that's a little teaser for today. Got to make those long casts in there for a lot of different reasons that we'll go over later, and it adds up to a lot more fish. And a lot of the guys I take out on the jerkbait trips, I see them, they're just not, the reason they don't catch them is they're not casting far enough. I mean, they're at the most, a lot of these people I see that we go fishing with, one of the first things that I'll do with them is I'll tell them, I said, man, you've got to start casting a lot farther, because they're casting out there 30, 40, 50 feet, and they're not even getting the bait down into the strike zone at all. So we'll go over that a lot in the seminar. Like I said, sign up at fishthemoment.com. It's going to be a good one. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Have a good Christmas, and we'll check in later on. See ya.